Drug bust at the port of Houston, and officials say they stopped more than 8,000 barrels of chemicals from China headed to Mexico's Sinaloa cartel.
That is enough to make nearly $500 million worth of meth. Sarah Legre joins us live from Houston. And Sarah, they're calling this one of the biggest seizures in U.S. history.
Terrence, Tia, exactly. They're calling it one of the largest hauls, really, in U.S. history, as you said, Terrace, of precursor chemicals specifically. Now, those are the raw materials used to essentially create meth, but I want to give you an idea of just how massive this bust was. U.S. Attorney for D.C., Janine Pirro, tells me it took 24 big rigs to haul all of those materials from the port of Houston to a federal warehouse.
I want you to visualize that instead of these containers or these barrels, that you see American bodies, because that's what's happening in China's undeclared war against the United States, working with Mexico, the Sinaloa cartel, a foreign terrorist organization that is producing these illegal drugs that are killing Americans on a daily basis.
Yeah, Pirro calls it the biggest cartel chemical bust in U.S. history. The chemicals were stopped in the last week, shipped from China and headed for the Sinaloa cartel in Mexico. Federal officials say this takedown was made possible by the Trump administration's move to designate the cartel a foreign terror group earlier this year in January. And that move gave prosecutors new authority to go after not just the drugs themselves, but the raw chemicals cartels can use to make them.
This marks the first time a seizure warrant was issued for the material support of terrorism. The ability to obtain the warrant for this was only possible because President Trump's executive order designating the Department of State to designate major drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations.
Yeah, and we asked about arrest as well. Federal officials just tell us that the investigation is ongoing. Now, in a separate incident earlier today, the U.S. Department of Treasury also announced that it will announce sanctions towards a Chinese chemical company for manufacturing illicit opioids and chemicals into the United States. From Houston, Sarah Legre, Fox 32, Chicago.